कामैस्तैर्हितज्ञानः प्रपद्यन्ते अन्यदेवतः तं तं नियममास्थाय प्रकृत्या नियता स्वया. Those whose mind that distorted a material desires surrender unto the demigods and follow the particular rules and regulation of worship according to their own natures. I am seated in everyone's heart as a super soul, and as when one desires to worship the demigod, I make it faith steady so they can devote himself to the particular deity. Endured to such faith, he seeks favor of a particular demigod and obtains such desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Men of small intelligence worship the demigod, and the fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigod, but a devotee ultimately reach my supreme planet. So these are 4 verses here in the same line. We just read one. I request everybody read other 4 also. Yes. English is fine. So generally what happens is that many times people tell you ISKCON devotees, you worship only Krishna. We are very liberal, we are very broad-minded. And this is not Hindu Dharma also they tell us. They tell you how much everybody who is practicing has to face this in society. What ISKCON? This is not Hindu Dharma. We worship, we have to worship all Devi Devatas. They tell us, anybody living in society, we are actually moving against the current. Anything and everybody, and we have to look at the Shastra. Therefore, we are following Sanatana Dharma. We are following what the Shastra says. Not that anybody can sit and imagine anything and then we have to accommodate that. That is not like that. Is it like that here? Krishna is very clear, very, very clear. Can he be more clear than this? Now, can anybody defend? I remember when I used to be in a book counter in Bangalore. So many people used to come to me and used to fight with me on this. When I am trying to say something, no. You people do something. I said, okay. Here is Bhagavad Gita. I used to open these 4 verses and I show them. Now please tell me. No, I don't accept Bhagavad Gita. I said, then get lost. Because then now there is nothing. Because name of Krishna, name of Ganesha, name of Shiva, name of Durga is in the Shastra only. We have not got this name from the sky. Because this is information. कहाँ से ये आपको नाम कहाँ से पता चलते हैं? शास्त्र तो उधर ही चलो ना. चलो उधर चलते हैं. Of Shastra only you are knowing this thing. There is no other way of knowing for anybody. Not in the dreams he is getting darshan of all these people. We are knowing from Shastra. And here is a Shastra. Bhagavad Gita is accepted by all the acharyas. It's the authority. Correct? The Shastra says you worship only Krishna. So therefore we worship only Krishna. We are not. Our fault is there. We follow Gita. That is our fault. Prabhupada said, we have one fault. We follow Bhagavad Gita. If a fault for you, yeah, that's okay. We cannot satisfy everybody. Don't go into satisfying fools. We have to satisfy Krishna. And here Krishna is very clear. He says, Kama saster hita jnana. Those minds who are stolen by material desires. You understand this? Strong material desires have captured the mind. Yajante anya devataha. Then they go to worship other devatas, except him. Because just few verses before, Krishna says, Ye yatha ma prapadyante tamasudaya bhajameham. Krishna talked about surrender. Okay? To the degree you surrender, I will reciprocate. Previous to that, Krishna says, Devi esha gunamai maya duratya mam eve prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Krishna talked about surrender to him. And now he is telling out people who avoid surrender to him. The reason is they are stolen by material desires. Not only that, even I have experience of distributing books. Whenever I am distributing books outside a Vishnu temple, the books fly. Because the whole atmosphere is different. When you go to worship of Vishnu and you come out, you are totally in a different plane. And when you go for Devi Devata worship, it's a different plane. Even the experience is different. So anyway, so this is not something superficial. Everybody knows. What is the prayer we make to Devi? Dhanam Dehi, Putram Dehi, then Jayam Dehi, Yasho Dehi, 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 give. But you can say, can't we go for spiritual pleasure? No, nobody goes for that to Devi Devata. So Kama Satta Hita Jnana, only when the heart is stolen. It's not only Devi Devatas being powerful entities, even subconsciously we do that. Take an example. Certain thing, some powerful personality, he is in control of that. Maybe rich man of some money, some government official of some delegation. You may also start worshipping him like a Devata. That is also Devata worship. You forget that actually he is not in control, Krishna is in control. And we, day night we keep dream, if that person can become happy and we can sanction this thing to me. Correct? It doesn't happen or not? Does it happen? You're working in office, if your boss can sanction you leave, you think that, he's a Devata. You may do Devata worship indirectly. So how does the devotee deal? Devotee knows that actually Krishna, it's just like you say, how does the devotee deal? He knows Indra is the controller of rain. All the Devi Devatas have some delegated powers. He knows that. But he knows Krishna is the supreme controller. Just like the residents of Vrindavan, they were very much interested. Nanda Maharaj said, let us worship Indra. He supplies us rain. So Krishna said, not needed. Krishna stopped the puja. Correct? He said, let us worship Govardhan. And I am Govardhan are not different. You worship, indirectly you worship me. So Krishna said, let us worship Govardhan. Basically Govardhan is not different from Krishna. Worship Krishna. And Indra became angry and he started throwing water. So residents of Vrindavan went to Krishna, the Devata Indra has become angry, what we should do? So Krishna said, doesn't matter, don't worry. So their proper rights, that when you're worshipping Vishnu, generally Devatas become very happy. But even if a Devata has become angry, still you ignore him. Don't have to worry. Suppose the Devatas, generally Devatas are a part and parcel of the Lord, they become happy when you worship. But suppose in a conditioned situation he becomes, don't worry. So in our life, we should exclusively depend on mercy of Krishna. But it's not that we will not do our job. You want to apply a driving license, you go. Give your application and go through the procedure. But your dependence is on Krishna. If Krishna so wills, I'll get but I do my vyavaharika level. You're driving your car, somebody has blocked your car. You'll do vyavaharika, please, what is all this? You have blocked my car, how do I drive? But you're depending on Krishna. Now that poor thing is stuck, he is not moving. Okay, Krishna, that's your will now. What can I do? Please analyze this more deeply. There was one example we always take the example of Durvasa and Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj was fixed up on service to Vishnu. And Durvasa Muni came to his place and got unnecessarily disturbed because Ambarish Maharaj was fixed on his service to Lord Vishnu. He was doing Ekadashi Vrata as a service to Krishna. You all know that? Ekadashi Vrata is done by Vaishnavas, very pleasing to Krishna. And Durvasa Muni landed in a time, particularly in a time, and went for bath. And there is something called Parayana time. We have to break the fast. When you do Ekadashi Vrata, next day, particular time you have to break the fast. Between this time to this time. Generally it comes 6 to 10 a.m. Correct? Now, imagine he has gone at 9 o'clock for taking bath and he is delaying and 9:55, 9:58 and 10 o'clock, before 10 o'clock he has to break the fast. So Ambarish Maharaj thinking what to do. And he asked the Brahmanas, they are also thinking what to do. But because the Vaishnava Prabhupada is very intelligent, more than his so-called Brahmanas, he said yes. Because he was doing Nirjal Vrata, Ekadashi, some people take Nirjala also. So I will just take a glass of water. So when I take a glass of water, a few sips of water, I have broken the fast. At the same time, I have not eaten anything because drinking water is not called eating. Because etiquette, if the guest is at home, you should not eat before the guest. This is the etiquette, correct? Any Atiti comes, you should not eat before him. You first gave him to eat, then we eat. That's the culture. And particularly a powerful sage has come, we will eat after we eat. The Durvasa Muni has Antaryami, he is powerful by a lot of powers. He knows. So he comes running after bath, purposefully doing the drama. Actually, for various reasons, he had become envious of Ambarish Maharaj. So he comes and he is very angry and he says, You have no etiquette, sir. You eat before the guest eats. Ambarish Maharaj knows he just worshipped his Lord. He had to complete his service to the Lord and he has done it in a proper way without breaking any etiquettes of a host. But this man is angry. He doesn't depend on Durvasa. He doesn't depend on anything. He just closes his eyes and prays to the Lord. My Lord, any offense I have done, maybe I have done some mistake, I am ready for any punishment. And this Durvasa now, in his anger, takes a hair from his head. He has like Lord Shiva kind of blessings. And he throws on the ground to create a Rakshasa. And he says, kill him. Just imagine how can sometimes we are envious, we can do so much harm. You see, for even a sage, we should be careful. Even we can lose control of ourselves in anger and envy and try to harm other person. And then what happens is that the demon is trying to attack Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj does not fight against the demon. He does not run to any Devi Devata. Just praying to the Lord. My Lord, whatever you wish. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, when he was attacked, just took shelter of the Lord. My Lord, whatever you wish, I leave it to you. I am under your protection. Then what happens? Krishna was so pleased with Ambarish Maharaj's devotion service. Savai manah Krishna padara vindayo vachansi vaikunta gunanubhanane karor harer mandir mardanadishu shrutim chakara achyuta shatakatho daye. This is a beautiful verse in Bhagavatam. Please read 8th canto, Ambarish Maharaj pastime. How he was engaged. Always his mind, even though he was a king, his mind was always in the lotus feet of Krishna. Always he was talking about Krishna. Vahachamsi vaikunta gunanu varnane koror harer mandir mardanadishu. Even he was a king, in his temple he used to clean with his hand the floor of the Lord. Shrutim chakara to shatakatho. Always ears engaged in hearing. His all body was engaged in. And in this way, his whole life was so pleasing to Krishna. Krishna was so pleased with him. He kept a Sudarshana in his palace. Sudarshana is a devotee of Krishna. Not like a wheel, a disc. Krishna is, no, Krishna always says, go kill him. He is a devotee. He is very, therefore many people worship Sudarshana. In temple, Sudarshana is also worshipped. So then what happens? Sudarshana got up from his seat. He is kept to protect the Lord and he came. He killed the demon first. Then he was going to cut the head of Durvasa Muni. Who is Durvasa? He is trying to offend a devotee. So another Vaishnava becomes fire. Sudarshana is anyway fire. He is more powerful than the sun. Imagine how much heat Sudarshana has. And he goes and now to attack Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni, not like Ambarish Maharaj, holds his faith in lotus feet of Krishna. He runs to Devi Devatas. He first runs to Brahma. Please save me. Brahma says, it is very hot that Sudarshana, please leave me alone. I cannot fight. Because Sudarshana is coming. He is on his lotus. That Sudarshana, I cannot fight. Then he goes to Shiva. And Shiva says, I cannot help you. Very hot. Go somewhere. You understand? And then he runs to Vishnu. And very many devotees quote the beautiful lines. The Vishnu says, I am the property of my devotees. I cannot do anything. Devotees have captured me in their heart. I am their property. I am not independent. Please go back to Ambarish Maharaj. If he forgives you, you are forgiven. And he comes to Ambarish Maharaj 1 year time. And for 1 year, Ambarish Maharaj, this is a different age, cannot compare from today. Different bodies. People used to live for 1 lakh years in previous ages. Different bodies, different age, different physical capacity. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj ruled for 36,000 years. Oh, no. He owed for, not that was another person. That was, I think, Narada. All people long life. They were fighting the war, they were almost 100 years at that time. Today, a 100-year-old person cannot even walk. The different age, the Treta Yuga, the life was more. The Dwapar Yuga was more, Treta still more, Satyuga still more. So for 1 year, he could continue his, taken a drop of water, now he is waiting for his guest. 1 year. And Durvasa Muni anyway had no chance to eat. He was for his running for his life for a year. He went through, he was so powerful, he went through the whole universe. And he came and straight fell at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. And he said, please save me from the Sudarshana. Ambarish Maharaj opens his eyes because he was awaiting punishment. And something happened. Something happened. He didn't meditate, oh, I am so great. No. Where is my guest going? And then he sees the sage is at his feet. Are Baba, no, you please pardon me, I made an offense. Please save me from the Sudarshana. Vishnu says only if you say he will leave you. So then he says to Sudarshana, if I have done in my life any good thing, please pardon this great sage. Sudarshana goes and sits in his place. And then both of them have a big lunch together. Rajbhoga feast after 1 year. What do you learn from this? One person just was fixed to Krishna. Another person ran everywhere. So this is a very, very important principle. As devotees, we are only fixed on Krishna. And then very important thing Prabhupada says, when your heart has material desires, actually you are an atheist. You cannot be good quality devotee. Prabhupada says you cannot be a devotee. Many times Prabhupada, the foolish and passionate cannot be devotees as much they may advertise. As long as material contamination is not completely washed up, they are by nature non-devotees. By nature. Bhogaishwarya prasakta nam taya aprahita chetasam vayasayatmika buddhi samadhauna vidya. We cannot fix our mind on Krishna's service when the heart is not pure. Yesham tu antakatam papam jananam punnikarmana te bandhuandabho nirmuktam bhajante mam dhridavarta. Unless the heart is pure, we cannot properly serve the Lord. Therefore in ISKCON also, after years of training only, we allow somebody to worship the Lord. Correct? Why? He will not be able to focus his mind on the worship. My Lord, please accept this worship. Okay? So don't make it cheap. Want to serve? Even if there are material desires, better go to Krishna. Because Krishna will take care of you. He will purify you. But always remember, worship to Krishna should be in more than first class. Everything. So our consciousness should also be pure. So in purified consciousness, we should go to worship the Lord. And when there are material desires, we tend to worship Devi Devata. The tendency is there. Just like suppose you want money and you see a rich man, you tend to run to him for favors. That the tendency will be there. But out of good fortune, if you come under the shelter of a pure devotee, correct? That's called sadhana. Sadhana means there is a tendency for material desires, bhoga and aishwarya. But still on the order of Guru, we are worshipping the Supreme Lord. That's our good fortune. Otherwise, even Bhagavatam is Paramahamsa Samhita. It is meant for Paramahamsas. But because of the mercy of an Acharya, we are getting peep into that literature, which is Paramahamsa. So, worship of Vishnu is actually meant when we come to Sattva-guna. Or even more than Shuddha Sattva, then we can worship Vishnu. But otherwise, the tendency will be there, but we take an advantage and take the shlokas into consideration that men of small intelligence, alpa medasa, jiska sir mein gobar bhara hai, they go to Devi Devata worship. Another way is nashta buddhaya, those who lost their intelligence. And Prabhupada said that is why the Vedic culture has collapsed. Because people forgot the position of Krishna. When I say Krishna, it includes Vishnu, all the Leela Avataras, it includes Vishnu Tattva. When you forget unique position of Vishnu and worship Devi Devatas, what happens to you then? There is no spiritual pleasure. That is a misfortune. What happens to you? No spiritual pleasure. Then rituals go on. But when you worship Vishnu, what happens? There is so much spiritual satisfaction. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti adhokshaje. Then ahetuki apratiyata yayatma super sidati. When you take to the worship of Vishnu, what happens? Save pumsa paradharma yata bhakti adhokshaje. You get devotion to the Supreme Lord. And what is the result of that? Ahetuki. You learn devotion without any cause. You cannot worship Devi Devata without any cause. It's always you worship them with some cause. Ahetuki. You cannot do. You cannot say, I am doing Devi worship without cause. It is not possible. Just like they say Desha Bhakti, now election time they are telling Desha Bhakti. We know, everybody knows what farce it is. There is no bhakti possible except Krishna Bhakti. Others has to be a pretense. Why? Because there is no transcendental link at all. There is no transcendental link. It has to be on the material plane. You got the point? Devi Devata worship has to be on the material plane. But Krishna worship is transcendental. Okay? So, we should be intelligent, therefore, otherwise, subuddayaha. Yagnai sankirtan praye yajantihi sumedasaha. So, just like a tree, in the roots of the tree, if you put water, it automatically goes to all parts of the tree. This is the most important point to conclude. Yatha toror mula nishechanena tipryanti tatskanda vajopashaka prana upahara chayatendriyana yathaiva sarvaranam achyuteja. If we water on the root of the tree, automatically the water goes to all the leaves. The same way, when you worship Krishna, automatically the Devi Devatas are satisfied. You got the point? See, what if I worship Krishna? You get some spiritual advancement. That spiritual advancement will remain with you birth after birth. If you worship Devi Devata, you may get, say, my son got a good job. But then it is temporary. Because life is also, that benefit is temporary. You may get something. I may become very rich man. There was somewhere in Andhra Pradesh, somebody said, I am doing Kubera Yagna. Are lakhs of people went. He charged 5,000 every person, $1 billion Yagna. And even in Mangalore, no shortage of people. Because they know I am going to get some money. And you say, I am doing some puja for Lord Vishnu. Nobody will come. True? Because people are materially attracted. So therefore, we should not cheat them. But in Kali Yuga, what we should do, it is said in Kali Yuga, Krite Adhyayata Vishnu, Tretaya Vajito Makhe, Tvapare Parichaya, Kalodha Hari Kirtana. Kali Yuga do Hari Kirtana. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Panga Sapashadam, Yagnai Sankirtan Praya Jantihi Sumedasaha. Shastra says in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya will start Nama Sankirtana. And all intelligent people, Sumedasa. You say here, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Alpamedasa. Those who Devi Devata puja are Alpamedasa, means their intelligence is little. Okay? But at the same time, Krishna is saying in Bhagavad in the Shastra that if you take worship of Lord Chaitanya by the Nama Sankirtana, you are Sumedasa, you are Lord of intelligence. Krishna ye bhaje se bada chatura. Is very, very intelligent. Why? Because the benefit is permanent. And also, it will lead to total happiness. Yayatma suprasidati. You will be totally satisfied if you take worship of Krishna. But on the other hand, if you take worship of Devi Devata, you will never be satisfied.